तदर्धिनश्च द्विपदपतीन् विबुधांश्च यत्स्वपूर्णः न भजति निजभृत्यवर्गतन्त्रः कथम् अमुम् उद्विसृजेत् पुमान् कृतज्ञः। थैंक यू माता जी।
थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्ण। चित्र मोहिनी माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। श्रियम् अनुचरितिं तदर्थिनश्च द्विपदपतीन् विबुधांश्च यत्सम्पूर्णः न भजति निजभृत्यवर्गतन्त्रः कथम् अमुम् उद्विसृजेस्तु पुमान् कृतज्ञः। हरे कृष्ण।
थैंक यू माता जी। कृष्ण। श्रीनिवास राव प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण।
श्रियम् अनुचरतिं ततर्तिनश्च द्विपदपतिं विबुधांश्च यत्स्वपूर्णः न भजति निजभृत्यवर्गतन्त्रः कथम् अमुम् उद्विसृजेत् पुमान् कृतज्ञः। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Shubhara Prabhuji, you're logged in twice. You have two hands up. Please unmute either one.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Tanot pranam.
Dhamma pranam.
Viyamanucharitim tadardhinascha द्विपदपतीन् विबुधांश्च यत्स्वपूर्णः न भजति निजभृत्यवर्गतन्त्रः कथममु द्विसृजेत् पुमान् कृतज्ञः।
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Krishna. Shriyam, the goddess of fortune. Anucharitam, one who follows him. Tat, of her. Arthinaha, those who aspire to get the favor. Cha, and Dvipad Patim, rulers of the human beings. Vibudhan, demigods. Cha, also Yat, because. Swapurnaha, self-sufficient. Na, never. Bhajati, cares for. Nija, own. Vrityavarga, on his devotees. Tantraha, dependent. Katham, how. Amum, him. Ud visarjait, can give up. Puman, a person. Kritagnaha, grateful. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is self-sufficient, he becomes dependent on his devotees. He does not care for the goddess of fortune, nor for the kings and demigods who are after the favors of the goddess of fortune. Where is that person who is actually grateful and will not worship the personality of Godhead? Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is worshipped by all materialistic men, including big kings and demigods in heaven. Lakshmi, however, is always after the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though he does not require her service. Brahma Samhita says that the Lord is worshipped by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. The Supreme Lord does not require service from any one of them because if he so desires, he can produce millions of goddesses of fortune through his spiritual energy, the pleasure potency. Hare Krishna. This very personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy, becomes dependent on the devotees. How fortunate then is the devotee who is thus favored by the personality of Godhead. What ungrateful devotee will not worship the Lord and enter into his devotional service? Actually, a devotee cannot forget his obligation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead even for a single moment. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that both the Supreme Lord and his devotee are rasagna, full of transcendental humor. The mutual attachment between the Supreme Lord and his devotee is never to be considered material. It always exists as a transcendental fact. There are 8 types of transcendental ecstasy, known as bhava, anubhava, sthai bhava, and so on. And these are discussed in the Nectar of Devotion. Those who are unaware of the position of the living entity and the Supreme Person Krishna think that the mutual attachment between the Lord and his devotee is a creation of the material energy. Actually, such attachment is natural for both the Supreme Lord and for the devotee, and it cannot be accepted as material. Very nice. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjan Chalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahiyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Hey Krishna, Karna Sindhu, Deen Bandhu, Jagatpate, Gopesha, Gopika Kantha, Radha Kantha, Namastute. Taptakanchan Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavadeshwari, Vishpanusde Devi, Pranamami Haripriya. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advait Gadadhar, Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is self-sufficient, he becomes dependent on his devotees. He does not care for the goddess of fortune, nor for the kings and demigods who are after the favors of the goddess of fortune. Where is that person who is actually grateful and will not worship the personality of Godhead? Very nice verse. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 4th canto, which is entitled as the creation of the fourth order, chapter number 31, which is entitled as what again? What is the name?
Narad Muni
Narad instructed the Prachetas.
Narad Muni is instructing the Prachetas. Very nice. So, what did we study yesterday? Same saga every day. What did we study yesterday?
Supreme Lord is very dear to the devotees.
Mhm.
And he
Which kind of
completely-
devotees? What kind
Who
of
are
devotees?
completely satisfied by doing devotional service.
And very nice.
Even though bereft of material possessions.
Very nice. So,
who have no material possessions.
yes. So, very nice. And what about the people who are puffed up with education or bodily beauty, aristocracy, or fruitive activities? What is Krishna's reaction to them?
He doesn't like Mataji.
Yeah.
He does
So
not
it-
care. He does not
he
care.
does not care. Right? Does not care. Right? So as Krishna, we are understanding Krishna because we want to fall in love with Krishna. So we are liking this, like we are knowing the likes and dislikes of Krishna. What Krishna likes and what Krishna does not like. Now here is something else which Krishna likes and then what Krishna does not like. What Krishna does not like, he does not pay attention to kings, demigods, or goddess of fortune. I mean, of course, goddess of fortune is Krishna's devotee. Mother Lakshmi is Krishna's devotee. That's why she's always sitting at the lotus feet of Krishna. Right? But then this is like just to say allegorically that people who are worshipping goddess of fortune for material benefit, Krishna doesn't care. Doesn't care. Okay, but what does he care? He becomes dependent on his devotees. Okay, there's a little bit of a discussion about material attachment versus spiritual attachment, what I can sense from this particular verse. Where Prabhupada is using the word attachment, right? That there is the relationship, and the relationship between the devotee and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is full of transcendental humor. And this is called mutual attachment, and this mutual attachment should never be considered material. And Prabhupada ends the purport such like, factually, such attachment is natural for both the Supreme Personality, Supreme Lord, and for devotee, and it cannot be accepted as material. So here also, those who are unaware of the position of living entity and Supreme Person, Krishna think that mutual attachment between the Lord and his devotee is a creation of material energy. So Prabhupada has given like much of an emphasis in this word to the word attachment. So why is he telling us to be careful that this is not a material attachment, this is a spiritual attachment? What is the difference between the word attachment and love? Even the English dictionary, what is the difference? What is the meaning of the word love? And what is the meaning of the word attachment? I'm talking in the material sense. Because in Krishna conscious sense, there is no difference, basically. So because the devotee loves Krishna, so they're attached to Krishna. But there is a difference in the material, secular sense. What is it? What is
Hare
the
Krishna
meaning?
Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Love is basically you love someone, then you don't expect anything in return. And in attachment, there is always a give and take. Like so.
Okay, thank you.
Love is unconditional.
We're talking about secular world, like a material world. Where do you find unconditional love in this material world? Closest example is mother's love for the baby, the child, right? Prabhupada says the closest love is, yes, but what is it? Then what did you want to say about attachment, Mataji? Love is unconditional, and what is attachment?
attachment to the properties. Love with the blood and in Tamil I told Uyirvali, we told.
What does it mean? I don't know Tamil.
84 lakhs of, I forget Madam English. Dhaneshwari Mataji, please help me. She is my guru.
Mataji, you cannot stay without that. You cannot stay without that. You want
Oh,
in
I'm
any
so glad
case.
that Dhanya Dhameshwari Mataji is your teacher. So nice. Yes. So, so the material attachment. Yes, Mataji,
Entities.
someone.
84 lakhs of entities.
Okay. Thank you. So, you see, love is okay, like we can understand that there is the closest example of the spiritual world in the material world is mother's love for a child. Prabhupada says mother's love, yes, but it's not so pure because mother also expects something back from the child at the end of the day. At least the child will serve me and all, right? But then Krishna's mother is not expecting anything from Krishna like that. She's just expecting that Krishna be safe, Krishna is fed, Krishna is bathed, Krishna is wearing nice clothes, Krishna is not going hungry. Like that. She's not expecting Krishna to serve her. It's because it's totally unconditional. Attachment is described something like mutual to in the material world as being dependent. Like dependent, like, okay, I am dependent on this particular relationship to make me happy. Or so far, I think I was having this discussion with someone few months ago, filling the holes. You see, people get into a relationship, any, for example, if even somebody is getting married, or if somebody's, even if like making friends, or if somebody is even going for adoption of a child, anything you name, there's like general tendency is out of attachment. Why I say that? Because to fill a hole, there's a void in the life, and I want to fill that void with this particular relation. Yeah, does it sound, do you resonate with what I'm saying, or I'm saying
Yes,
wrong?
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Yeah. So
In
that's
attachment, Mataji, in attachment there is no love. Because you expect something and you like certain qualities, so you attach. But in the love, mutual exchange, you like, you give your heart and soul. You will be without there, you as if you feel that you cannot live. That type of love is like, lovers. Mother's love is different. Mother's love is naturally it will come. You said
okay.
that some people makes some mothers but most of the mothers, I tell you honestly, they don't expect anything from the sons. They feel that it is their personal duty or a primary responsibility to share that love.
Okay.
I don't know whether I am taking some sense or not.
Yeah,
I
thank you
felt
very
it
much for
like that,
sharing.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for sharing. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so you resonate with what I'm saying, right? We get into a relationship to fill a hole or to fill a void. That's actually a very dangerous point to start a relationship. That we are setting up a failure from the get-go. Because to fill a hole is in our own life is our own responsibility, not somebody else's. So that leads to attachment, which means that, oh, if this person is not there, which leads to a sense of insecurity. There's a sense of insecurity with the word attachment in the material world. That what if this person, some people like are insecure in their marriage, for example, and or the wife keeps on checking on the husband 100 times a day, or a husband keeps on checking on the wife 100 times a day. Where are you? Or you're 5 minutes late, or you're half an hour late, or this. So that relationship is very heavy. The weight is very heavy because the person is confusing the love and attachment. The word attachment comes with a sense of dependency, and we are not Krishna. A conditioned soul cannot take care of another conditioned soul. We are not capable. We're not, can't. And it becomes very heavy on us. We are not even spiritual masters. Spiritual master can do that. If somebody is spiritually elevated personality, they can take care of everybody. Right? Prabhupada Pranati, we say Paschatya Deshatarani. All of the Western world, Prabhupada delivered Paschatya Deshatarani. So, how many of us are doing that? Paschatya Deshatarani. How many of us are deliberating the whole Western world because of by giving them Krishna consciousness? Anyone here? We can do it for our own self. That's a big deal. So, what I'm trying to say is that the word attachment comes with the understanding of dependency, which comes with a sense of heaviness in that relationship, that somebody is supposed to fill a void in somebody else's life. That's not the thing we're talking about here. That's why Prabhupada is giving warning again and again that this is not material. Factually, such attachment is natural for both Supreme Lord and for devotees, and it cannot be accepted as material. It is not a creation of material energy. Okay, and he's saying it again and again. Don't think that when Krishna says that he becomes dependent on his devotees, it doesn't mean that the devotee has to feel the burden. Right? It feels the burden of the relationship. Actually, it's not like that. It's natural. Very natural for Krishna to be dependent or attached to his devotees, and a devotee to be attached to Krishna. What is that word used in, I think it is Chaitanya Chaitamrita, dua lage hura huri. Right? The word is used like that, that it is described that in a relationship between Krishna and his devotees, there's a competition going on as to who is going to please who. Right? So there's the dua lage hura huri. Hura huri means like there's like an argument or a competition going on. Krishna wants to please his devotees and devotee wants to please Krishna, and then they both are competing who's gonna be the better pleaser. So that's attachment, and who's gonna serve better. But don't confuse that. That one of the reasons we don't go to Krishna, or Krishna says in 4th chapter, Bhagavad Gita. What is that verse? Is it 4:9? Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. Surekha Mehta Mataji, what is the verse?
Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha Manmana Bhavamashrita.
10th verse.
No.
Yeah. Bhavo Jnana Tapasa Purta Mad Bhavamagata. Thank you. So this is a very important verse to understand. I always remember this verse, 4:10. Remember this verse. Krishna is saying, come to me not for these reasons. Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. Vita means freed from what? Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. Raga, first thing he says, free from attachment, fear, and anger. Being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me. Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me. And thus they all attained transcendental love for me. So basically, it's not that somebody is going to Krishna because somebody got frustrated in their attachments in the material world. That's not a very good reason. Yeah, any reason, go to Krishna. Kama sarva kama va moksha kama udhariti. Right? Tivrena bhakti yogena bhajate yo paramam gatam. So the meaning is that's not the best way, because this is what Krishna wants. Be free from all this. Don't come to me because you have become fed up of attachments in this material world. You can't find a stable attachment in the material world. Can't find a stable platform or stable relationship. Keeps changing. Why does it keep changing? What does Krishna describe in 13th chapter? Prakriti or material nature is imbibed with a particular natural quality, which is what? Material nature is dash, which is what? Why is so many changes?
Eternal.
Material nature is eternal?
Yes.
Material nature.
Because
it comes and goes, no? It's annihilated and it is dependent on a time factor. So it's not eternal.
Mataji, when it came into existence is not known. Living entity,
But what,
material.
let's focus on chapter 13. What does Krishna say? That material nature is imbibed with what kind of a quality? Don't use it in your hair. Imbibed with material nature is constantly
Changing.
Constantly changing. Constantly mutable is the word used. Right? The Prakriti Purusha, when he's asking all these questions. Then Krishna says material nature is constantly changing. So why are we not able to find a particular attachment? materialists will not have any answer. They will only get frustrated that there is no attachment, there is no love. So I have to merge into Brahmajyoti. So let me go to Krishna to merge into Brahmajyoti. Basically, Mayavadis are frustrated for not able to find attachments and love in the material world. So they go to Krishna. Krishna says, get free of that, then come to me. Then Bhaya, fear that if I don't go, then I will be. The Gyanis go there because the knowledge gives us that potency that, oh my God, I'm doing everything wrong. So I must do something right because if I don't do something right, then something wrong will happen to me. Or Krodha, anger, that I'm like, because my material desires are not fulfilled, it leads to anger. So I'm not going to look at the material energy anymore. Krishna is saying free from those. So basically what I'm trying to say is Krishna is disregarding the material attachment completely. But he is welcoming and embracing the spiritual attachment so much that he actually becomes dependent on his devotee who is attached to him in that particular sense. Understand this very well. Don't confuse the two. It's like confusing a golden object for a real gold. Everything that glitters is not gold. Glitters is not gold. Right? This is correct, right?
Shiny is
This is not diamond. Yes, everything that glitters is not gold. So everything that looks like an attachment in the material world is not same as an attachment with Krishna, because material attachment is under the influence of the time factor, and it also brings heaviness. It brings dependency. And no conditioned soul is, you want to say something? No conditioned soul is perfect enough to take care of another conditioned soul. Yeah, is there anyone here who never had an argument with their friend or their family members or anybody in their life? Everything was a smooth ride, never showed any anger. Anybody here?
no one.
Next to impossible.
I know one.
No.
My imaginary friend. Lucy.
Okay. Yeah, anybody? Nobody. How come? Because we can't take care of another conditioned soul. We cannot. But we want to become Krishna. Figure out that where am I trying to become Krishna to control this? Okay, I have to be there in this person's life because I can bring everything and I can straighten up their life. That tendency is actually a controlling tendency, and that actually a tendency to imitate the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That also is detrimental. We will get frustrated in that also. Yeah, we get frustrated in that also. That if you think that, okay, this friend is having some problem, I'm going to go and take care of this friend's problem, but we'll not be able to take care because you're not Krishna. Every time we will try to do something which Krishna is supposed to do, we will be defeated. And a person, if they're not on the path of Krishna consciousness, then they are going to accumulate frustration. And a person who's on the path of Krishna consciousness is going to accumulate lessons. So now you have a choice. What do you want to do? Do you want to accumulate frustration, or you want to accumulate lessons and go ahead in your life in Krishna consciousness? Okay, so understand that Krishna becomes dependent on his devotees, and this attachment is full of rasagna, or full of transcendental humor. Can you give me some examples where Krishna is dependent on his devotees? Can you give me some examples? You could raise your hand or write to me in the chat. It looks like, if this devotee is not going to take care of Krishna, then Krishna won't be able to survive. You have an example?
The DD bushes.
Madhavendra Puri? Yeah. What is the name of the DD? Gopal. Yes. My daughter is giving example of Madhavendra Puri and Gopal. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. Anyone else? Give example of a pastime where Krishna is fully dependent on his devotee. Am I audible?
Mother Yashoda Mata.
Yashodamaya.
Yashoda
How? Yeah, yes.
Butter with his friends.
Uh-huh.
His friends.
Oh, very nice. So she's saying when Krishna steals butter with his friends, he is dependent on his friend for stealing business. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and Mother Yashoda, please elaborate that pastime.
Because when Krishna is hungry, he starts crying, and then when she leaves him and goes to attend the kitchen activity, then he gets angry. So he shows that he is dependent for his care. Means she is the one who is taking care of him. So he is
Yes.
dependent on.
Thank you very much. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Yes, Dr. Saxena, please go ahead.
Mataji, during Govardhan Leela, Mother Yashoda felt that for 7 days he was without food, so she is dependent on me. I should have provided him food. He was hungry during those days.
Very nice perception. Yeah, she was feeling very guilty that my son hasn't eaten anything.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. Anyone else? Any other pastime where Krishna is showing full dependence on his devotees? We got Madhavendra Puri, we got stealing butter, we got Mother Yashoda's dependence, we got Govardhan Leela. What else? Huh? Where else Krishna is showing dependence on his devotees? Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
He wants Arjuna to fight for Kurukshetra.
Arjun to what, Prabhu?
Arjun to fight in Kurukshetra war. He is dependent on Arjuna to fight for him.
Okay, we can take that. Okay,
Mataji,
okay, but
when
that's not happening in Goloka Vrindavan though. Usually the dependency of Krishna is shown in the pastimes of Goloka Vrindavan, but that's not happening in the war of Mahabharata. Is not 100% dependency, but we can accept it. Tell me, Shubham Patil Prabhu, you tell me. Then my daughter wants to answer here. Yes, please go ahead.
Mataji, when Durvasa Muni created a demon and then Sudarshan Chakra came, then he went to Vishnu, like, please save me. But Vishnu told that it's not in my hand, it's in my devotee's hand. That chakra, to stop that chakra or not.
It is dependent on his devotee to forgive. Otherwise, I can't do anything. Very nice. Yeah, what do you want to say?
Temples.
Archa Vigraha. The deity worship. Yeah, so she's saying in the temple on the altar, the deity worship, the deities are fully dependent on the devotee. If the devotees don't come on time or don't feed them, don't bathe them, they go hungry. Very nice. Thank you. Anything else where Krishna is showing dependence on his devotees? Isha, can you check? And no one else? There's so many examples.
Hare Krishna Mataji, gopis, without gopis, whole Leela was not possible, Mataji.
Which Leela, Mataji?
The Krishna Leela,
Rasa
Mataji.
Leela, Rasa
Vrindavan
Leela.
Leela, Rasa.
He is telling Rasa. Radharani Mataji.
How?
Because he always crawl for her attachment and love.
He cooks food for Krishna, Mataji,
Radharani always. He will be after always Radharani.
Hare Krishna Mataji. It's like when once Krishna had headache, he has to depend on the Pada Dhuli of him.
Yeah, this one.
Adi only for testing the pure Badam. Narada he said, it got it struck to my mind. I see, I doubted
so Krishna had a headache.
But it was to test
say.
the pure devotee, without it.
What? Dependency.
His whole thing. He doesn't take care of himself. His wife's take care.
No, I don't think that's the right one. Okay, very nice. Thank you. Krishna had a headache, and then somebody he said that my headache, the cure is only if you get the dust from the lotus feet of the gopis, and gopis were like, take it, take it. And Narmani was like, aren't you scared that you're gonna go to hell? And they were like, okay, we'll go to hell, but Krishna has to get better. Right? Yes, Reena Gupta.
Mataji, Narsimha Bhagwan, he was pleased only by Prahlad Maharaj when he was angry at the Narsimha Leela, and he was pleased by only Prahlad Maharaj when Prahlad Maharaj
after that.
yes.
Yeah, after killing Hiranyakashipu.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and then one Mataji wrote that in Sri Ram's pastimes, he is dependent on Sugriv and Vanars to get Mother Sita back. He's fully, he's showing he's incapable. He needs help. Yes.
Ram relied on the monkeys to build them.
Yeah, that's what Sri
And
Ram.
also, for Jagannath, they relied on the person to carve it.
Okay, thank you. She's thinking a lot. Jagannath. Thank you. Thank you very much. So these are some of the examples where we can see that Krishna is showing 100% dependence on his devotees. If they don't come, then I don't get what I need to get. So that is pure devotional service. That is when Krishna and Balaram were hungry. Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Lakshmi Mataji. And then they went to the wives of the Brahmanas, and the food was not yet offered in the yagya, but the wives of the Brahmana said, just take it. For Krishna Balaram, just take it. So this is what is waiting for each one of us in Krishna consciousness, where we can actually purchase Krishna, right? We can actually purchase Krishna. Prabhupada uses the word purchase Krishna. Okay, so understand that this is a apparent contradiction that Krishna is Atmaram, is self-sufficient. Right? Queen Kunti prays like this too. What is it? Namo akinchana vittaya.
Nivritta gunavrittaye Atma Ramaya Shantaya Kaivalya Pataye Namaha. Yes, Mata.
So Namo akinchana. Go ahead, Mataji. Go ahead.
No, I just said that verse.
Namo akinchana vittaya nivritta gunavrittaye Atma Ramaya Shantaya Kevalya Pataye Namaha. Says Krishna, you're Atmaram. Atmaram means fully self-satisfied. Krishna is fully self-satisfied. But how can a fully self-satisfied become dependent on someone else for his happiness? The apparent contradiction, no? How can you be fully self-satisfied and be dependent on someone else for your happiness? So this is the apparent contradiction because Krishna and his devotees, Krishna's full satisfaction includes his pure devotees. We understand Krishna according to our own understanding, but it's not how Krishna is. Krishna's full satisfaction includes his circle of pure devotees, where they are actually serving Krishna and Krishna is serving them. And these pastimes are going on. You know, he's serving Mother Yashoda by giving him those pastimes because she wants it. She's serving him because she wants to enjoy Vatsalya Ras. And he's become a child, so she can enjoy the Vatsalya Ras. So there's a mutual attachment there. Okay, it's not exclusive. Both are relishing. But in the material world, the word attachment comes with, as I said, lots of codependency. And the dependency actually means that if filling the void in somebody's life, and then we set up a ground for failure. Even in Krishna consciousness, I have seen when devotees come and then they become attached to a particular devotee for their understanding of the Shastras or their growth in Krishna consciousness. Now, we are not pure devotees. We are not spiritual masters. So we cannot be there fully our full being cannot be there always. So sometimes the devotees get frustrated. The other person gets frustrated that this person is not giving me full attention. And they want to go because they feel hurt. But they don't understand that that our loneliness, our void in our life is first our own problem and not somebody else's problem. So if you want to enter into a relationship of a friendship or companionship or, you know, even in Krishna conscious relationships, in devotee association, associating oneself with the temple, understand that go there with a full heart and mind. Go there with full, so we can actually contribute. And of course, when we contribute, we receive. It's not that we just contribute, we receive. But don't go there because of frustration or anger or attachment or Vita Raga Bhaya or fear. Okay, I mean, even if somebody comes like that, it's fine. But the problem is that such people find it difficult to continue in Krishna consciousness. So many people leave, no? So many people leave because they're not able to decode this simple thing. Okay, I think Dr. Saxena wants to contribute something. Please go ahead, Dr. Saxena.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. In fact, in NOD chapter 1, it is also mentioned that why the pure devotional service so durlabha? So why does Krishna not rarely agrees to offer a soul devotional service? The reason given is because the Lord becomes purchased by the devotee.
Right. So he doesn't want to sell himself. Thank you.
Yeah, so that is also part that Krishna becomes dependent on the devotee. So he doesn't give. So he has made pure devotional service so durlabha, so difficult to obtain, or so rather rare to obtain.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you, Hare
sharing that.
Krishna.
Mataji, attachment is changed, Mataji, but love is not changed. If one person attachment with his car, when he buy another car, he is attached with that car, like that. But love with mother and wife and children, it is not changed.
It does not change. It changes. Why
Yes,
why one
Mataji,
person
everybody love
wants to
wife
divorce
and
and get another wife?
everybody love their children and mother and friends, like that. It is that friends love is till what life. They are not changed.
I agree to disagree. Even why there are divorces, why the friends become enemies.
See, that
Everything
is not
changes
a
in
true love.
material world.
Mataji, that is not a true love. They are changed.
There is nothing called true love in the material world if there is no Krishna in it.
Yes, Mataji, it
There is
is in
nothing
fact
called.
lust in the material, but it's not true love.
If there is no Krishna in it, there is nothing called
Yeah.
true love.
Yes.
We don't know what is true love.
Secondly, Mataji, in fact, in chapter 13, it is also mentioned that when did first living entity and material nature come into existence is not known. So that is why it is labeled as, of course, it is mutable, subject to changes, but it is eternal in the sense that origin is not known when it happened first. This is what I meant. It is changeable, of course, mutable, no doubt.
Okay. Thank you.
Love has got sacrifice, whereas attachment may not have sacrifice.
Yeah, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami Prabhupada explains that love means service. This service, this active word. This is like this. If we love someone, we will serve that person. Like a mother will or father will serve the child. Just not saying, "Oh, child, I love you." It's not enough. This service. Attachment may mean comes with the word insecurity in material world. Yeah, thank you. Prem Prakash Haridas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The last paragraph of the purport depicts the attachment and the bhava and rasa. I have a small note which I just wanted to share. This is lecture from Pran Govinda Prabhuji on Nectar of Devotion. Can I share the screen?
Oh yeah, Radha Govind Maharaj or Radha Govind Prabhu? I don't know who's Radha Govind Prabhu.
Pran Govind Prabhu.
Oh, Pran Govind. Okay, please go ahead. Please share your screen.
Okay,
oh, you became the nothing. You give me all the privileges. Go ahead, Prabhu, please.
Can I share the screen?
Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
Yeah. No, I can't get it.
You cannot share?
I think I can. Yeah, there it is. Take a couple of minutes.
If we can see your screen.
Yeah, but I can't. All right.
Sambit potency, cognizance, relation to Krishna, feeling self, called Rati.
Just go through it. There are
Yes,
two
sir.
potencies they are describing. The Sampit potency, that is a relationship to Krishna, and feeling self. That's actually Rati, and Ladini potency. Rati is deep and intense attachment with the profound and endowing feelings. That's the definition of Rati, and Rati is blissful itself. Rati gives bliss and ignites bhava. That's where the bhava comes in. Thus, mind is replaced by Rati in the two potencies. Awakening of the Rati is Saiva, that is permanent relationship to Krishna. Rati directed to Krishna is Saiva Bhava. I hope I'm not talking too much of technical part. Rati produces rasa, and that is more sweeter. And Rati's Taiva remains, but impurities are that disappears. Sai Bhava is a permanent relationship of the love with the Krishna, and relationship of the love is between the beloved and the lover. That is what Srila Prabhupada is talking here, and this is the attachment and the relationship where the Rati and the Bhava comes in. And that leads to various types of mixed rasas also. And then it goes on further into technical part of this. I just thought I'll just share this. I dug up while we were discussing from the
Very
notes. So
nice.
it's
Thank you.
Pran Govind Prabhuji from Alachua or something near in
अच्छा, ठीक है.
California.
नहीं, Florida.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for sharing this. So any other question, reflection, realizations? I want to go to this obstacle thing today, not the Manasiksha. Question, reflection, realizations, correction from what we did today? Nobody? Surya Prakash Rao Prabhuji, yes.
No. Unlimited intention, nothing. Thank you, Mother.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have been discussing this, that what are some of the obstacles which prohibit us in thinking of Krishna. We discussed about lifestyle and some modifications we can do. I want to talk about two roles and responsibilities in day-to-day life. Okay, so we get like very identify ourselves with our roles and responsibilities, both professionally and family-wise and society-wise, right? We get up in the morning, first thing is, oh, I have a to-do list for today. Or I have to go to work from this time to this time. Oh, I'm late. Yeah, how many of us get up like that? Oh, I'm late. Oh, I have this meeting. Oh, I have to be there. Oh, children have to do this. Oh, today's the last day to file taxes. How many of us get up like that?
We
Huh?
get it, Mataji.
Who doesn't?
Right? Who doesn't? Yeah. So the roles and responsibilities in day-to-day life. So how can we minimize, or how can we rectify this step? So my remembrance of Krishna is not prohibited by this. This is an external prohibition or internal prohibition? Actually, it's both internal and external. But what is it? Internally external or externally internal? It's coming from outside and then we imbibe it, or it's coming from inside and then we project it outside? How is it internal, external?
It's coming from inside and we are projecting it external.
Outside? Okay. I thought it was
Yes.
coming from outside and then we project it from inside. I identify myself as a citizen of this country. So I'm in the country, no? So it's outside. I identify myself as a member of this family. So I can see the members of the family and then I see myself. I thought it was externally internal.
It has both aspects, because there is intention or desire from inside, then of course outside helps.
Yeah, that is correct too. Yes. So where are we gonna, you see the problem when it is external, the solution is not external. Solution has to be internal. What I mean to say by that is that when we are overwhelmed by these roles and responsibilities so much that the memory gets covered, the memory of Krishna gets covered. It can never be removed, but gets covered by these this coating of roles and responsibilities. Then one needs to spend time in the primary role and responsibility of oneself. First thing. Basically, it goes back to number one. Like, this is what I can think is lifestyle modification. One needs to, you see, this is my realization nowadays, that there is enough distraction from the mind when we are chanting Hare Krishna. Yes, anybody here not getting distracted by mind at all when we are chanting Hare
Very
Krishna?
true,
Or
very
we
true,
do?
Mataji.
So much we
Most
get
of the
distracted,
times.
Mataji.
So there
We
is
don't like
enough, already enough distraction in the mind. The minute we pick up the chanting bead, the mind is like a horror movie, right? There's enough distraction from the mind already when we are chanting Hare Krishna. Please don't add on to it. You see, please don't add on to that distraction by having a phone in hand, or by having a newspaper, or by having a conversation with someone else. When at least we are focusing on our 16 rounds. After 16 rounds, if you're chanting extra, then that's okay. That should not be, but it's fine. But for the 16 rounds, just like have them power packed. That tell yourself that I am enough distraction from my mind. I am not looking for more from somewhere else. Not looking for more. I'm not interested. The other day I opened the news and was like, I don't want to know that who is getting married and who is getting what. When you open the news, what is the news? Is it like Krishna consciousness is spreading in this world and now this temple has opened, or this particular movie star is getting married, this particular movie star is getting divorced, this particular particular person is having festivities for this or opening a new business? What is the news talking about?
All political news only,
Yes,
and
yes.
some
All
bomb
India
Or,
blasts.
or
political
Some,
social life, right?
yeah.
Don't it's not helpful. It's not helpful. It's like we are in pain in the material world, and then we are trying to numb ourselves with some injection. We're not trying to treat the pain, we are trying to numb ourselves. And when the injection effect will be removed, the pain will come back. But Krishna consciousness is a process which removes the pain. Understand? It fixes the problem, but we are not giving ourselves time. We don't value ourselves in that manner. If we do, then we'll make a change in our life. We'll be conscious attempt to change. That I can't go on, getting myself distracted with this or that and that, because my mind is enough. My own burden is enough. So I have these roles and responsibilities, but not at 3:30 in the morning. No. At that time, I'm just gonna be with my japa beads. Everything can wait. Everything can wait. I'm going to chant for these many hours, and then the rest of the whole day or night, I have all these distractions anyway. Okay, so please pray, please contemplate, and please become very sincere to one's japa. Very, very, very sincere, honest, that I actually, to be able to identify myself as part and parcel of Krishna. And if we are able to do that, then we are able to carry out our other roles and responsibilities in a very productive manner, because we have actually watered the root. So the whole day, our existence in the material world is like very powerful. You have that experience? If you have chanted quality rounds in the morning, your whole day is like powerful. Do you have that experience?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Most of the days. Most of the days, not
Honestly.
all the days.
Some days.
And then the time, and then you have the experience when the day becomes longer also. You feel like, okay, I'm done with everything I had to do today, and still there's time left, so let me chant more.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
So it is always
Sometimes it
beneficial.
Yes.
Please don't look for a solution in someone or something outside of you. And the solution will only come from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you don't trust, if you want to keep on trusting your own mind, if I want to keep on trusting your own mind, then we land up in another material condition, because the mind has brought me here already, where I am. Okay, we'll keep talking about it. So any questions, reflection, realizations, and tomorrow Prem Prakash Haridas Prabhu will take last, and day after tomorrow we'll go back to Manasiksha. Question, reflections, realizations, corrections.